Hi everybody, it's me, Shadia Wade with BP Vlogs. We're getting into some deep discussion about my disorder. I've actually become stabilized since graduating from Mississippi State. I think the stresses of school have a toll on me, or have been taking a toll on me. You know, as the semesters progressed, the semesters got harder and harder, and the expectations of me mentally, emotionally, and physically were more taxing. So I just, you know, got stressed out and was overwhelmed and needed to get more treatment to accommodate for the new stresses. But so far, everything's been good. My mom came into town for my graduation, and it was really great having her visit and be with us. It was great to have her support there when I was doing my graduation procession, and to spend Mother's Day with her and my birthday with her. They kind of all fell in sequence of, like, graduation was May 10th, Mother's Day was May 11th, and then my birthday was May 12th. So I got lots of love and support those days, and was pretty blessed. And I did kind of feel awkward and felt like my friends had kind of forgotten me, but they came around and were, like, really apologetic that they had forgotten something as simple as my birthday. But I've been guilty of forgetting people's birthdays just as much as the next person, so I shouldn't have lashed out per se the way that I did. But I'm a horrible person. Like, this, all I can say is that I wasn't a very good understanding friend, and that I should have been more open to the idea that other people had things that were going on in their lives at the same time as me, and that it was okay. Another thing that has happened is me and my husband have just paid off one of our major credit cards, which, blessing. I'm just really thankful to have had that be a burden lifted off our shoulders. It stresses my husband out that we have debt at all, and when he gets stressed, it stresses me out because he likes to share. And so that really, like, I can't speak enough about how uplifting that is, to have paid off such a huge debt. What comes next is job. I'm still currently looking for a job. I've applied at a lot of different places. I've applied at places that I've worked for in the past, and no one seems to be hiring me, because the last wage I was paid was $8.75 an hour. And in the state of Tennessee, I think the minimum wage is still $7.25. But I have tons of retail experience, and I have some leadership experience. So I've been applying for like assistant management positions or something of the like to kind of accommodate for the fact that I want such a high wage. And nobody's calling. And nobody has called to say, hey, we can't afford to pay you that wage. Would you like to take what the wage we can offer you? Nobody's even bothered with that. So I'm at a loss. I served in the military for almost 6 years, and so I have lots of military experience, which is where my leadership experience comes into play. And I was accountable for tracking the training of at least 80 other individuals in my command in ensuring that they were all properly trained and accounted for. And so I had to constantly keep logs of who had received training, who had not received training, and set up times for them to be properly trained. Because in the Marine Corps you have swim qual, which is your swimmer qualification. You have rifle range, which is your arms qualifications, and then you had any school training, like non-destructive inspection training, weld school training, those kinds of things. And I would even set up schedules for people who were going to be deployed and help with the deployment process, because there's tons of documentation that needs to be done. There has to be medical records that are up to date, and making sure that all shots and vaccinations are up to date on every single individual who is being deployed. You have to make sure that all of their training is up to date before they get deployed, and then you have to have a roster of all the people who are actually being deployed and have all of their legal documentation done if they're married. So there's wills and things that need to be done in case of that stuff comes about. So I have a lot of training on keeping files and records and accountability for people of that nature. So to not get paid for the level of knowledge that I have or experience that I have really irks me, really pisses me off, because I'm not asking for a lot. I'm asking for very little. I could go and work an office job, possibly, for more, but I'm asking to work in a retail job doing an assistant management position, which wouldn't grant me a whole lot of leadership stuff, but would at least guarantee that I get the wage that I'm asking for. And so, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not being, humble or, accepting of the world's condition right now of still being in a recession, but we are building ourselves up from where we were, and if we keep treating ourselves like there's nothing but a downward spiral going on when we're actually climbing out of the pit, then we're gonna keep on having businesses work people to death for very little money. So I don't know. If you think that I'm being a little obtuse or indignant or just selfish, please let me know, because I don't feel like it's selfish to be like, I'm worth $1 value and this is the dollar value that I expect, because I'm not asking for like $20 an hour. I'm asking for $8.75, for crying out loud. That's not a lot. And I'm not asking for a permanent position either, because I plan on going back to school. So the company would lose maybe, $1.50 more an hour for maybe the extent of 3 months, depending on how many hours I worked. So if I worked, let's say, 30 hours a week for $1.50 more an hour, that would be, oh God, I hate mental math. $1.50 more, so 15 times 3 goes into 5, 15, 5, carry 1, 3, 4. So that's a cumulative of like $400 of, no, it's $40 more. $40 more a week? Crying out loud, that's nothing. That's nothing. $40 more a week, maybe. I think that all America continues to sell themselves short and refuses to think that they're worth more than minimum wage. Minimum wage was set a long time ago, back in the 1920s, 1930s, and it has steadily grown over the years. And they're talking about making minimum wage be $10 an hour universally, which I think would be beneficial. For $10 an hour, a person can afford various things like insurance, like life insurance, health and dental insurance, vision care, and things that are necessities in order to sustain a healthy lifestyle. Some people would just look and take the money and squander it. But me, I would put it into life savings, life insurance, into savings, those kinds of things, because I have health and dental insurance, and I would want to start putting that money aside for my son to go to college, those kinds of things. But I don't know. Maybe it's a pipe dream, the whole thing, but another thing, since we have paid off one of the credit cards, that opens the way to having another child, because we've paid off one credit card and we've got like maybe $3,000 left of credit card debt that we need to pay off, and we can have no credit card debt whatsoever. Sounds good. It's a match made in heaven. So maybe this October, November time, me and my husband can get pregnant. I have an appointment with my psychiatrist in June to discuss medication stuff, and I'm going to talk about changing meds to ones that are safe for potentially having a baby, and work on getting stabilized on those meds. And we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be possible or not. Once you've been on one type of medication for so long, sometimes other medications are not as effective. But one thing that my psychiatrist said to me was that pregnancy would help my disorder. Now, I don't know how that can be true. I don't know if it's because all of the hormones that are being released at that time, because I remember when I was pregnant with Lonzo, I was very peaceful and very happy, but I'd lash out at Dustin when he'd step out of line, when he would do something to make me angry, but I was always really at peace when it was just me being pregnant with Lonzo. I was content. I was very at peace. So maybe I will be okay with the new medication and pregnancy together. But who knows? We won't know until we try. And I don't know. We'll see. I really hope it goes well. Me and my husband are supposed to talk about everything in October about baby and stuff like that. But I don't foresee a problem presenting itself anytime from now until then. So I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed. Anyway, thanks for watching and stay tuned.